And welcome to your live African safari out here in the Masai Mara National Reserve. We have been following this particular pride of lions all night long, and now we are surrounded by them. My name is Taylor McCurdy, and we're very, very excited to have you on board the largest safari vehicle in the entire world. And these cats are just starting to wake up. Their calls have been pelting across the African plains, and it sounds like they're about to start roaring again. Have a little listen to this. They're wanting to. And once one lion gets going, there's nothing stopping them. The whole pride will chime on in. Come on, girls, lead the boys into this chorus. Remember, this is happening right now. This is happening in the Masai Mara. This is live. This is so exciting to be surrounded by 20 plus lions as they move around through the long grass. That youngster just walking right in front of my car. That is absolutely magical. Now, because we are in the Masai Mara National Reserve, there are other vehicles just about getting ready to go on a safari. And what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to leave these lions. I'm going to stay here and spend the morning with them and see what they get up to. But it's time for you to head 1,600 miles across the country down to the northeastern corner to meet your host, James Hendry, in South Africa.
Good morning and welcome to this very special Big Cat Week edition of Safari Live. My name is James Hendry and I'm standing under some leaden, scudding, gunmetal grey skies. It's 66 degrees Fahrenheit, and behind me the hippo are laughing, and it is an ominous but extremely exciting African morning. Now we're coming to you live from the Sabi sands in South Africa and the Masai Mara up in Kenya. And for the next 2 hours together we're going to search for three of the world's great 8 big cat species: the lion, the leopard and the cheetah. Now, you've already met the Angama pride with Taylor. They have a wonderful story which she'll get into a little bit later. We're hoping very much to introduce you to Tundi, an 11-year-old leopardess, and her brand new little 6-week-old cub. Now, everything we do today is entirely live and interactive, so please do talk to us using the hashtag Safari Live on Twitter. And the first thing I'd like to know from you is which of our 3 big cats you'd like to see the most. That's the hashtag Safari Live. Also, very exciting news is that Luke Dollar, emerging Nat Geo explorer, is going to be joining us on Twitter to answer your questions. Now, Tundi, who I mentioned earlier, had a very exciting day yesterday. Have a look.
As we've mentioned, Tundi has a new mouth to feed. It's lucky, therefore, that she's such a brilliant huntress. Yesterday morning she managed to kill a huge male impala, probably weighing almost twice what she does. Wisely, she dragged it out of the open and into the shelter of a thicket, away from the prying eyes of scavenging birds, before settling into her breakfast. The nutrients from this vast meal will help this mother nourish her new cub.
Well, wasn't that just the most incredible display of power and strength from such a small, beautiful cat? Hi, my name is Tristan Dix, and this is our Big Cat Live Safari, and we are sitting with the kill that Tundi managed to make yesterday. Now, the good news is that that kill has been put up in the tree, and the reason she's put it up in the tree is to keep it away from things like hyenas and lions and various other predators that could potentially rob her of this carcass. The good news is that because it's up in the tree, it's allowed her to leave this area, and that hopefully means that she is going to be somewhere near the den. It's really exciting. I think she might be at the den, so we're going to try and start moving in that direction, try and follow the tracks and see if that does lead us to that tiny little cub. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Now, my friend all the way 1,600 miles north of me in the Masai Mara, Brent, seems to be on the trail of another spotted cat that we get in Africa.
Well, welcome to the Mara. Indeed, we are 1,600 miles away from Tristan. That is further than if you had to fly from New York to Dallas, which is only 1,400 miles. We are with 5 male cheetah. No cubs around here, but hopefully Tristan will be able to find Tundi's little bundle of joy. Now we're at the perfect time of day to be with these cheetah. We're in infrared. The sun is just rising on the eastern horizon, and this is the most exciting time for cheetah to hunt. They are crepuscular hunters, which means they are most active at dusk and dawn. Good morning. My name is Brent Leo Smith, and you are live from the Masai Mara on this Big Cat Week live Big Cat Spectacular. We've already seen lions. We've already seen leopards. Now let's hope... Oh, sorry, we've seen cheetah. Let's hope that Tristan can find some leopards. Now, last night, we've actually been following these cheetah for 5 days. And last night, they managed to catch some small prey, but quickly across the tailor with one of the most awesome sounds in Africa.
Brent, I'm so excited that you've got your cheetah and they didn't give you the slip last night. Now, I wonder if you could hear the roars of these cats from across the river. They are very, very active this morning. And one of these young cubs has taken a liking to my car. Now, I must mention, for those of you that are wondering why on earth we are in black and white, that's because we are in infrared at the moment. So we use a special light that the animals cannot see to follow them around at night, as to not to interfere. Now, it's very important, especially when they're hunting. We will probably change to a normal sort of mode in a little bit. The sun is only just starting to rise and it's still a little bit dark out here. And remember, this is live and interactive, so I look forward to chatting to all of you. Remember to hashtag Safari Live on Twitter if you do have any questions about any of these big cats on this Safari Live Big Cat Special. Now, the Pride is up and down at the moment, and hopefully they're going to start playing. Oh, it's a big yawn. Now, a great question from Terry this morning. Thank you very much. You're wondering if the cats are aware of my presence? Most certainly. These are very intelligent creatures, and I'm almost 100% positive that they know there are a few humans in the car. However, we're very safe in here. Basically, we've been interacting in vehicles with these animals, not just the lions or the leopards or the other big cats, but also elephants and rhinos and hippos for many, many, many years here in the Masai Mara, and as well as down in the Sabi sand in South Africa. So they've become quite used to us. It's not to say that they're tame. These are completely wild animals, but they move around us without a care in the world. The important thing, though, is if you do ever come out on a safari, is that you don't try and get the animals attention. You should just sit quietly in the car, don't stick your arms out, or don't do anything silly that would cause unnecessary attention to yourself. Of course, these are killing machines, and that's something that you must remember, even though they are just sitting here so relaxed. But some of the girls are starting to get up and on the move. I wonder where they're going to go. James, however, has got some nifty toys down at Chitwa Dam in South Africa.
I haven't only got nifty toys, everybody. I've got Hippo just behind me. Now, this nifty toy over here, his name is Ronald the Rover. And what he does is get us a mongoose, or let's say cat cub's view of the African wilderness. Now, I'm sitting here with a hippopotamus whispering because, of course, hippopotamus kill more people in Africa than any of the big cats do. Not nearly as many as mosquitoes do, mind, but still many more than the big cats. So I've disguised Ronald, and he's going to go and have a look at the hippo. Now, thank you, Kendra. Thank you very much for your answer. You say you want to see leopards today. Well, I hope that we're going to give you that. Lauren, you must be happy already. You wanted to see cheetah. And Etta Michael, you say you'd love to see the lions. Well, two of you very satisfied already. And with any luck, we will have leopards leaping out of our trees very soon here down in the Sabi sands of South Africa, which, of course, is very famous in the Kruger region for its leopards. Now, Jamie Patterson, the ultimately elegant antelope, has managed to find herself yet more spotted speedsters.
Well, Well, we have some ultimately elegant cheetah to share with you on this celebration of the big cats. As one of the most famous cheetahs in the world, Malaika, walks past with her two teenage boys. First thing in the Mara morning. My name is Jamie Patterson, and we have spent the entire night with the lovely Malaika. We watched her being stalked by a lioness in absolute terror, but it takes a lot to catch the Malaika out. She's experienced, she's 10 years old, she knows what she's doing, and she's making her way towards higher ground to see what her hunting prospects are for the morning. Now, don't forget to send through questions on hashtag Safari Live on Twitter. Now, this is exactly what Sean has done. Now, Sean, you want to know which of the big cats has the most powerful bite, and the answer to that is the lion. Just in terms of sheer size, they are the biggest of the big cats. The cheetah has the least powerful bite. They are built for speed and streamlined. So you can see their muzzles are much shorter than the lions that Taylor has just showed you. They are an entirely different category of cat. Hey, that worked quite well. Right, off we go all the way back halfway across the continent to show you some of the other creatures that live in the big cat world.
Thank you, Jamie. We are coming to you live from South Africa, from the Sabi Sands, and I have a breeding herd of elephants. We have two individuals that are still out here open and so that we can see them. The rest of them have moved off into the bush. Now, lions will go for big prey, but sometimes they'll even go for something like an elephant, but you need a big pride of lions to be able to do that. I am Noelle Van Moden, super excited to be live and interactive with all of you. Don't forget to send questions through hashtag Safari Live on Twitter. So now the pride of lions I am in hot pursuit of are the Nkuhumas, and the Nkuhumas take part of this area as their territory. There are 5 lionesses in total, and they have about 6 subadults to I would say juveniles that are with them, and they've been having lots of fun chasing, from what I can see, chasing wildebeest and impala and zebra around. As far as I know, from what I found so far, I have not seen that they've made a kill, but there's definitely some action happening in this area. So we're going to keep on tracking and keep an eye on these elephants as well. Let's head all the way back up to northeast Africa, to the Masai Mara, to Taylor, who has some lions to show you.
Noelle, you have just seen my favorite animal in the entire world, but now we're sitting with my favorite of the big cats in Africa, and that, of course, is the lion. Now, we've got a beautiful big male just on the left-hand side, and there are 3 of them moving around this pride. Can you believe it? They are known as the Chitwa Tembo Boys. And the coolest thing is the way they came in last night. Last night at about 2 o'clock in the morning, Eastern African time, I heard just a stampede, and the next minute, the whole pride had basically scattered, and it was because these 3 boys came charging on in, and there was quite a few altercations, so I'm not quite sure what's going on at the moment within the pride as to why there's a little bit of an uneasy feeling this morning, but everything's starting to settle down a little bit, which is quite nice. Now, a great question from Dan. You're wondering if this is a typical size pride for lions. Out here in the Mara, yes it is. You normally see about 3 to 5 females together, and then they'll have all their cubs together. Remember, the males are not a part of the pride. They form coalitions, and one coalition of males may see 3 or 4 different prides of females. So this youngster going over, getting quite cheeky, getting quite close. The males are known to not be as tolerant as the females, but the prides can get exceptional. Sometimes they can get quite larger, but not all these lions will stay within this pride. Dan, the males, once they reach about 2.5, 3 years old, will eventually have to disperse and go on their own adventure. I'm very excited to see what happens with these big cats, because we are live in the Masai Mara. However, Steph is on foot tracking all sorts of animals down in the Sabi Sand. So off you go to the northeastern corner of the Sabi Sand.
And just like that, you are back in South Africa, 4 countries away. How awesome is that? To this quite gloomy and cold day. My name is Stefan Winterboer and we are on foot here in the Kruger National Park. And we've got some exciting news for you. Right here on the road is laid down a story of what we're going to be hopefully finding for you a little bit later. We've got the story of lions hunting some zebra. Now, you're with Taylor now looking at those lion prides. And lion prides in Kenya are a little bit larger than lion prides here. This particular lion pride has about 14 members. Look at this massive track of a lion. Inside my circle that I'm drawing on the floor, you'll see 4 circular indentations. That's the toes of this lion. Here's the back of the pad, and look how the sand has been pushed up in the middle of the track into this big ridge, and that shows that this lioness was running fast. The next track right here, the next track right here, and what they're hunting is zebra. This is zebra tracks all over the place. These half-moon tracks are zebra tracks. We are hot on the trail of these lions, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you some more news as we get fresher along them. Alrighty, you're off to see Tristan and hopefully a nice story.
Well, we're slowly but surely just arriving at the den now. We're going onto the track that's going to take us through a deep, dense thicket, and you'll see why she uses this area. There's plenty of cover, plenty of areas for her to stash this cub with nobody able to see it. So it's going to take us a bit of time to get down there. I'm going slowly, my voice is hushed, because at the end of the day, I don't want to frighten her. Whenever a mother is near a den, it's a situation where it's she's a little bit kind of nervous. She doesn't want too much attention, and so we're going to just try and get in nice and slowly and see if she's here. I'm so excited because I think there's a very good chance that she's here. If she's not at that kill, she should theoretically be at the cub and giving it those vital nutrients. So I'm pretty sure that she's going to be somewhere in this area. I haven't seen any tracks leaving this particular section. We have seen the cub once before here, so I'm pretty sure that she's in this area. It's really exciting stuff. Now we've got to just negotiate a big steep bank quickly as we go down towards the drainage line. Now we are going to be having a short little break, but don't go anywhere, because at the end of the day we're creeping up slowly on the den, and hopefully we are going to get to see her sometime in the near future. There we go, we're down. This is Safari Live. Slowly creeping down towards the den. You can see it's a sort of deep, dark, difficult area to get into, and so hopefully Thandi will be home.
This Malika is up and on the hunt. We do apologize for lost the signal. Look, there she's going. Oh, and she's missed it already. The little Tommy that she was hunting on the crest of the hill has already caught on to the fact. There it goes, trotting off. I don't think it's fully aware of the danger that it was in. Otherwise, it would actually be more likely to come in her direction. But look at this one. Malika's sitting there, aiming for that Tommy. Her 2 boys are behind her, learning all that they need to know about their hunting skills, staying frozen when they need to, being very well behaved this morning. And then behind them is an entourage of little Tommy gazelles that have been following along behind. There they are over there. Oh, where they're just a little bit too far for us. There they are. They saw those cheetah from far away, and they've been following along just behind her. So the first hunt of the morning she hasn't managed yet. Unfortunately, the Tommy just too quick for her. Already a fantastic start. I'm just going to move up a little bit further and get up to where Malika is so we can look around. She's so clever the way that she's planned this all out. She's come up onto the ridge. So that she gets the advantage of height, so that she can actually see what prospects are around. I think that Tommy was just a chance that she took. But essentially her plan is to survey the area, make sure all is safe, make sure there's no hyenas or lions waiting to steal her kill if she makes one. And then from there, we'll see what her plan is, which direction she's going to take us in. Hey girl, what's the plan for the morning? She's looking good, alert and healthy. I've already mentioned that she was about 200 yards away from a female cheetah last night or yesterday evening. I'm not sure where her money went to. She probably isn't all that far away. But the lioness drove all other thoughts away from her. Oh, okay, I'll have a little roll. Little quick playful roll in somebody's scent. Perhaps some dung. And the boy's coming to join Mum. Boy's taking the initiative, leading Mum on. Such stunning imagery. I lost them for about half an hour last night. It felt a lot longer. It really did. And you are back live on your big cat safari across the Masai Mara of Kenya and the Lowveld of South Africa. We are with Malaika, the female cheetah, and her two teenage boys, and she's just missed her first hunt of the morning. She went after an opportunistic attempt at a Thompson's gazelle. It didn't work. The gazelle spotted her, but failure is all in the nature of the game for the bigger cats, and she's already ready to try again. Remember, this is completely live, so you can interact with us. You can send through your questions, your comments, your reactions to these amazing big cats as we take you on an immersive experience. Her two boys are wondering if they've been so well behaved so far this morning, making sure that they don't sabotage Mum's hunting attempts. There's so much learning that's happening here, and at 10 years old, this is most likely going to be Malaika's last litter. And we have a question coming through from Harry, who would like to know if leopards and cheetah will hang out. The answer to that is no. The big cats don't hang out with other big cats unless it's in a very artificial situation. Quickly, let's go across to James. Let's see what's happening.
We have got wild dogs, everybody. I know they're not cats. Cats don't like them, but there are wild dogs coming down here. We've seen one here, an impala heading straight towards them. There he is. He's on the tree there. And on the tree. Dogs don't climb trees. There, look. The second most endangered carnivore in all of Africa. And he is having his morning constitutionals. Can you believe it? Anyway, let's follow him. They move at an astonishing speed. He will be on the hunt and probably looking for the rest of his pack. The way we noticed him was that we had a little baby impala and a waterbuck come herring past us, and I've got to tell you, the air around that area is not too nice to smell. I'm just going to try and get up. Sorry? We got them from the air. That's very exciting. Can we see them from the air? This is just fantastic. We have got the greatest Gabonese French drone pilot on our car, Sebastien Rombi, and he is following the wild dogs with our drone. It's absolutely amazing. Of course, completely live from the middle of the African wilderness. And I suspect that this fellow is trying desperately to find the rest of his pack. They do get separated during the hunt. They kind of bombshell all over the place. Hold on, watch out for the noise. I can see still the flashing of his tail. Well done, Sebastian. Doing a superb job there. Oh, hold on, a couple of bumps. There we go. He's just heading through this thick stuff, and there's a road just beyond this, as far as I remember it. Oh, hold on. There he is, just in front of us. Oh, he's just disappearing there. Now, Trimble wondering what percentage of predator hunts are successful. Well, interestingly, these dogs, watch your heads, everybody. These dogs have the highest success rate of the predators in this area. Probably about 70% of the time that they give serious chase, they manage to kill. Oh dear, we're stuck now. Much more than any of the big cats. I'm afraid these dogs have now headed out of the area that we're allowed to go. So they've headed up north. We'll keep watching what's going on here. Anyway, while we do that, let's go back to the cats in the Masai Mara.
We're still sitting here with our lions live in the Masai Mara National Reserve, and it's all looking pretty good this morning. The cats are calling, they're starting to wake up. The yawns and the grooming has already been done, which is very, very exciting, because that means that they are going to get out on the move. Now, yesterday morning, they did take down a zebra. It was absolutely incredible. It happened so quickly. And they devoured that entire zebra in 1 hour. They were starving cats, and they don't have big bulging bellies this morning, so I assume that they have room for some more. Now, Elizabeth, you're wondering whether the lionesses are the ones that do all the hunting? No, that's actually a common wives' tale that has been talked about for many, many generations. It's actually both male and female. You see, it depends on the vegetation that the animals are hunting in. A lioness does not have a big mane, so she can creep quite low down to the ground, so she can hunt in very, very short grass. What can happen is that the big male lion's mane can often give their presence away, and that becomes a bit of a problem. But male lions are very important to a hunt because they are so much stronger than the lionesses, and they often help bring an animal down to the ground. And as long as an animal is up on its feet, it's quite dangerous, and it's important that they try and get it down to the ground as quick as possible. Now, I'm going to send you across to South Africa again, 1,600 miles away, where Noel is going to show you some new life.
I do indeed have some new life, Taylor. Thank you very much. Now, this is one of the species that was being chased around by the Nkuhuma Lion Pride that we're busy trying to track. This is a wildebeest, a blue wildebeest, or a brindled gnu, and there's a tiny little wildebeest calf next to its mum there. So those lions would have been after the big wildebeest itself, as well as the baby. The calf is very small and is a tasty little morsel for those lions. Again, I am Noelle Van Moden, coming to you from the Sabi Sands in South Africa. And don't forget, we are live, 100% live. So send through questions and comments, #SafariLive on Twitter. Now, the youngsters that are with the Nkuhumas, the juveniles, the teenage lions, as it were, sometimes what will happen is the mums will catch these little ones and they won't kill them, and then they'll give the little ones to the teenage lions to help them learn how to hunt, to help build up those muscles that they need to take down prey. So not only is it a nice little meal for them, but it also helps hone the skills that they're going to need to survive as adult lions in the bush. And you can see it's a brand new baby. The umbilical cord is still there. It's tiny. It's probably only a couple of days old. This is the calving season for wildebeest, sort of mid-December up through mid-January. Very cute. Wildebeests are always cute when they're little. As they get older, they're not cute. They're just the spare parts animal. The story behind the wildebeest goes that after the creator had created all the animals, there was no animal parts left over. So they took the horns of a buffalo and the tail of a zebra and the face of a goat. They took all those spare parts and they smushed it out, and out came the wildebeest. Smushed it all together and out came the wildebeest. So while I'm busy trying to find these lions who were trying to eat these wildebeest earlier this morning, let's head all the way back up to the Masai Mara to Kenya with Taylor, who has an eye on a balloon.
Now, not only are we live from you in the vehicles in the Masai Mara National Reserve, we're also going to be showcasing some spectacular views from a hot air balloon that you can see in the distance. How great is that? You've seen the rover, you've got the low angle view of what an animal might see in South Africa. You've also seen what it's like from a bird's eye view with the drone. And now, of course, we have got the hot air balloon floating across the Masai Mara. It has just taken off. The sun has just broken through the clouds, and in that case, I'm going to send you straight across to the man who's up in the balloon floating around, Mr. Ralph.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome aboard with the bird's eye view. We're with the Skyship's hot air balloon over the Masai Mara in Kenya. My name is Ralph Kirsten, and I'm absolutely blown away by the intensity and the beauty of the wilderness area that we're simply drifting across. Now, please be aware that off to my side there are going to be loud bursts of flame coming from our pilot, who's keeping us safely up. Now, off to our side we can see the Mara River and the sunrise coming up behind it. Now, this river has its beginnings in the Kenyan highlands, and it meanders its way through the Mara National Reserve, through the Serengeti, and emptying itself into Lake Victoria in Tanzania, 250 miles from its beginnings. Now, this river also dissects the migratory routes of the plains game, and this makes for an absolutely exciting predator-prey interaction, and we're going to be looking out for some big cats from here. And in the meantime, let's cross back to Brent with the cheetah.
Well, the cheetah's heads are just up. I'm going to keep quiet so you can hear why. There's a hyena calling quite close by. There's been lions roaring all around us. But it sounds like while our cheetah is sleeping, everything else is cracking off. Let's fly all the way back to South Africa.
We're back at the dam, everyone, and this little wild dog, it's another wild dog, has come across and is now obviously searching for its pack mate, going down through that beautiful vegetation where it's nice and wet. There he goes. Alrighty. I'm sorry about the pole in the shot if you're getting it. I'm not sure if you're in the air or with the main camera. What an astonishing sighting. Here we go. Now, okay, we're just going to have to land this drone. Seb, jump off. Okay. We've got a question about whether or not wild dogs take cats like domestic dogs. They don't actually. It's the other way around here. Leopards love to kill other predators. They don't love to kill them, but they do kill them. And in fact, they're a huge threat to wild dog puppies. I can still see him behind us. Give me 1 second and I'll get you another view. He's rushing into the clearings here. Woo! We're going to spin around now. They don't move slowly, these fellas. We've left our drone pilot, the famous Sébastien Rombi of the French Gabonese Air Force, on the front of the dam wall. There goes the dog. You see him there? There he is. And he's about to come across a hippopotamus, which is out of the water. Wonderful sighting, that as well. I'm just going to wait here and let him sort of settle, because what we want is for him to be able to hear the rest of his pack. That's how they communicate. That's why they have those enormous ears. So he'll be listening for the whoo, 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 whoo call of the rest of the pack. Now, there are some other vehicles coming. This area, of course, kept as it is in wildlife by tourists. And so if you do see another vehicle, that's what they're doing. He's just on the right-hand side of the termite mound. It was very nice of Fergus, who's on camera there, to give him a little bit of privacy as he, too, does his morning constitutionals. Can you believe it? All right, let's follow up. Okay, I'm just getting a message that I think what we're going to do, we're going to try and follow him across the clearing here, see what we can find. While we do that, you're going to have a look at the life of that magnificent leopardess Thandi so far.
Thandi is an 11-year-old leopardess, and she is, as her name suggests, beloved. Thandi has taken over her late mother's domain by chasing away her sibling rivals. Having had 4 litters, she is a protective mother, once luring a huge baboon away from her cubs. Having survived the baboons, 17-month-old Tamba continues to live in the African bush. Thandi recently mated again with the Prince of Djuma, Tingana, and has since given birth to new little cubs. Soon, they will emerge from the den and introduce themselves to the Safari Live family.
Well, welcome back live to this Big Cat Week Safari Live special. That is the very cave where that little tiny cub crawled out of, and wasn't it just the sweetest thing that you've ever seen? It is absolutely the most beautiful and most rewarding experience I've ever had. To be the first people to lay eyes on that cub was just absolutely astounding. Now, unfortunately, it seems as though Thandi is not here now at the moment. We've got a situation where the cave, which is that hole that's behind all of those sticks, it is the perfect place for a little cub to grow up. It seems as though she's not here. Now, there could be 2 reasons for this. One could be that mom has already gone back towards the kill, so we'll probably try and head back there and see if maybe she's arrived. Or the second thing is that she's taken this cub a little bit closer to where that kill is. She will frequently move them around and try and kind of put them in different places, especially if she's got a kill close by. Now, we're going to try and get back to that kill, try and see if we can find any sort of sign of Thandi and where she might be. And while we do that, let's go back across thousands of miles northwards towards Jamie Patterson, who has the beautiful cheetah having a morning drink.
A sneaky feeling that Thandi's going to make an appearance this morning. She's got a whole impala. She has to. So we are still with Malika and her 2 boys all the way across in the Masai Mara. And just like your cats at home, cheetahs show a certain reluctance when it comes to getting their feet wet. They're thirsty and they've just quenched their thirst at a little puddle, but they definitely didn't enjoy the experience. Lots of tentative approaches and a lot of foot shaking afterwards. And of course, of all of the big cats, a cheetah are probably closest to your domestic cats that you have as pets. That's because they can't roar like lions or leopards, but they can purr. So they're designed in a completely different way to the other big cats. Don't forget, hashtag Safari Live is how you can get hold of us to send through your questions and comments. Just look at this absolutely gorgeous scene in front of us. Malika picking her way through the rocks in search of something to eat now that they've had a little bit of water. And as well as the questions that we managed to answer, Luke Dollar, who is a wildlife biologist and an emerging explorer for Nat Geo, will also be able to answer the ones that we miss. Here come her boys, a year and a half old now. They were born around about June, July last year. You can see the impala in the background. So they've got a whole lot of learning to do, and very soon it will be time for them to move on and Mum to move off on her own. Right, we don't want to keep you away from the exciting dogs for too long. Back across to South Africa to join James and the dogs.
We've got them here, the whole pack now heading off into this clearing. Magnificent sighting. You can't believe the smell of them, everybody. They smell just like manky dogs. Let me get out of your way so you can see. We unfortunately can't go into this particular area, but they're crossing a road just up ahead into an area we can go. I'm going to move the car again. In fact, so we've seen now about 12 of them in this pack. Okay, we'll try desperately to keep up with these crazy dogs. While we do that, let's go back to Taylor, the Angama Pride, 1,600 miles away in the Masai Mara.
Well, we don't have to try and keep up with our cats like those wild dogs. They move a lot slower, especially during the day. They don't want to be running around like those dogs, burning all that essential energy. See, the cats have a different hunting strategy. Instead of chasing after their prey until they're completely exhausted, they have to try and stalk them and get as close as possible. Now, great question from Gilbert, seeing as though we were talking about hunting strategies. You're wondering if lions only hunt at night. Can you believe that a lion will hunt whenever it wants to hunt, whether it's in the morning, the afternoon, or just after breakfast? It depends on, of course, what animals are around. Lions are opportunistic feeders, unfortunately not as successful hunters as the wild dogs you've been seeing. It takes a couple of attempts before they do take down some prey, and that's why it's important that they do rest up during the heat of the day, and it's when they typically do, so that they can conserve that energy for just in case a warthog or a topi or some other animal comes charging in while they're having a sleep under some of these Belonites trees that cast the most beautiful shadows during the day. That's typically where you'll find a lot of the different animals there. Now, the boys, the big males, I said to you earlier, they came charging in last night. I don't understand what they came to do, if they were just coming to check up on the pride, but now they've gone. They've disappeared in the long grass and are nowhere to be seen. Perhaps they've heard some roars of rivals calling along the river and they're going to investigate, but it now seems as though it's playtime for the young Angama cubs. And another question this morning, thank you for sending them all through, and this one is from Barbara, and you're wondering if the cats like water. They don't mind it. It's not their particular favorite. You normally see them pulling funny faces as they cross the river. However, because there is so much rain in the Masai Mara, they are quite accustomed to it, and on many different occasions I've seen the lions sitting out in the pouring rain, not even bothering to go and look for some shelter. So they obviously don't mind it too much. I think it just depends if they experience a lot of downpours or not. And these lions will cross the river too, which is quite spectacular. Right, it seems as though the fastest cat of them all that Jamie has, the cheetah, are moving around. Let's go see what they're up to.
They are searching for breakfast is what they're up to. As far as I know, they haven't eaten since yesterday morning, unless, or if they have, it's with something very, very small. So yesterday morning, we were sitting with them in a situation very similar to this one, and a scrub hare shot out of the bushes. Poor thing must have been absolutely terrified, trying to hide, and unfortunately just did not stand a chance up against the speed of 3 cheetah. There is a very, very good question from a Cheetah Riker who wants to know whether or not cheetah learn by watching or if they will practice or how it works in that whole hunting experience. It's a little bit of both. All big cat cubs know instinctively how to hunt and stalk, but all of them need practice, and of all of the big cats, cheetah mothers are probably the best at providing that learning experience. They'll catch something and then allow their cubs to play with it, and it is something that seems a little bit cruel for us, but it is absolutely crucial to their survival, especially for these two boys as they reach the stage where it is almost time for them to become independent. They've probably got another few months with mum, maybe 6 months if they're lucky. Now, we're going to be taking a short break soon, but don't go anywhere. Malika's on the move searching for breakfast. We've had wild dogs, lions, and all kinds of extraordinary things. You just never know what to expect on a live safari. This is Safari Live. Okay, let's go catch up quickly. They're going to go pose in silhouette for us, which is what we were trying to plan. Well, plan is a strong word. Trying to set up, I think, would be a better description. Oh, Malika. Rocks. Rocky, rocky rocks. Oh. Joey, I think our silhouette plan might be a bit rocky. Okay, well, we'll go for it. We'll go for it. Let's see if we can make it happen. I'm going to zip round here. Try not to break the car. Oh, I'm a little bit high. Let's see. Let's see if we can make this work. Now form a line, you three. Or, you could change direction entirely and walk the wrong way. It's okay. This is your show. Left, left, left. The other left. Better. Better. Could still go a little bit left if you wouldn't mind. No. That was a very disparaging look we just got. Fair enough, I suppose. We're not here for your entertainment. What do you think? Should we try a quick quick shift? We could. We've got time. Oh, sorry, Joey. That was my fault. Let's play a game. Elephant, dung, or rock. Their timing's just a little off. My timing's just a little off. The retreating bottoms of the cheetah. Come on, nearly there, nearly at the ridge. Okay, so while we wait for our cheetah to march up to the top of the ridge, let's go across. I'm not sure where Brent is actually. I don't think he's too far from us, and rejoin him and the 5 boys.
Well, they're on the move. They caught something small last night, but they are definitely looking for breakfast. And you see that incredible golden light behind them. Isn't this absolutely stunning? Walking straight towards us. Okay, I'm just going to reposition quickly. Whew. So many cats this morning so far. I wonder when the leopards are going to make an appearance. Now, just checking where they're going. Now, one of the reasons I'm moving into this area is I want to see if there's potential prey. So there's some zebra down there. I think those are too big. There's some Tommies over there, but I think they might come scent mark this gardenia. Let's have a look. Yes, it looks like they are coming to scent mark. Well, let's just play it safe. give ourselves both options. Oh, it is wonderful spending time with these boys. Welcome back live to the Masai Mara. Look at this, the 5 musketeers. The 5 cheetah boys are on the move, and 5 cheetah are able to take down much bigger prey than, for example, Jamie's single mom. They can take down zebra, wildebeest, topi, hartebeest, and they're heading into an area that is rich with game. They only managed to eat 1 baby impala and 1 small Thompson's gazelle yesterday, so they are definitely hungry and on the move. This is 100% live during Big Cat Week, and the big cats are performing. Now, if you want to ask us any questions, hashtag Safari Live is the best way to do that on Twitter. But because there are so many questions and we would love to get all of your questions in, but unfortunately we can't, Luke Dollar, a Nat Geo Emerging Explorer, is helping us out today, and he'll be answering questions live on Twitter, the ones we can't get to while we're on the vehicle. Now, as I said, we've got zebra over there, we've got some more zebra down there, so I'm very interested to see where the boys go next, because it is hunting time now for the cheetah, and you can see the most hungry is generally leading. Now, morning, Darla, great to have you on the vehicle with us. Darla would like to know, do cheetahs take turns to hunt, or do they hunt together? They hunt together, Darla, especially these male coalitions, and that cooperative hunting enables them to be able to take down quite big prey. Now, these boys have had an incredibly busy week, and they haven't eaten that much. They've been chasing ladies. They've been fighting with a nomadic male called Mugi, who arrived and got cornered by them, and they beat him up, but he managed to escape when they were chased by lions, from what I could see from the footprints. But they've had a very busy week, so too busy to be eating. There's a female called Musiara who's in the area who could be an estrus, so they could be mating. So they have been running around calling, and we don't know what's going to happen next. Are they going to go hunting, or are they going to catch a whiff of a female and start charging off, trying to find a lovely lady friend? And then they might even fight amongst each other. Now, as I said, I was just talking about having a look at footprints of big cats, and that's often how we found them. And one of the best in the business at finding big cats on foot is my good friend Scott Jason, who's a jet plane away down in South Africa.
Well, thanks, Brent. I don't know if I'm the best in the business, but I'm certainly trying my best this morning. We've heard some audio coming from these bushes. We weren't too sure what it was. It sounded like some growling. It could be lions fighting over a kill, possibly mating leopards. Hard to be certain. So we're just slowly working our way through this area, testing the wind as I go, and it's blowing towards you, as you can see, so that way we're going to know that any animals to the right of us are going to be able to smell us. Now, it's really exciting prospects. I'm going to continue to creep into this area, and hopefully we're going to find whatever it is that was growling up ahead of us. But for now, you guys are going to head back to the wild dogs with James.
Here they are. They've just finished having a drink here in a little water hole, and they're now heading off back into the thickets. We think they caught something delicious for them to eat, but something small, maybe the size of a scrub hare. I'm going to shift slightly forward. There's a nice view of them all in the water there. Please excuse the poles. It was raining this morning. Much technical equipment here on this vehicle. There we go. Magnificent view there. And I promise you that that skull on the front of the vehicle does in fact have a purpose, which we will tell you about a little bit later, once we've finished with this magnificent sighting of wild dogs during Big Cat Week. I know they're not big cats. They do have a relationship with big cats. It's not a good one. Lions often kill wild dogs. In fact, they are the major factor of wild dog death here in the Kruger region. Now, Max, you're wondering how many dogs there are in a pack. Max, it really does depend on the pack. Sometimes it's as few as 3, sometimes it's up to 24, if you can believe it. 24 wild dogs on the hunt is quite something to see. Very thirsty, these ones. And the only interesting relationship, I think, is between wild dogs and cheetah, because they don't seem to have a very antagonistic relationship, and in fact they hunt very similarly. Okay, I think this will be our last view of the dogs, so enjoy them while they last, and we're going to hand you back now to the Masai Mara and Taylor, and of course the magnificent and very exciting Angama Pride.
So lucky to see wild dogs being one of the most endangered carnivores in Africa. Now, our pride lions, the Angamas, are on the move, which is very, very, very exciting. Look how tall the grass is. These cats wouldn't even need to stalk if they spotted something. That's how tall it is, completely concealing them. And I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen this morning. There are many, many different species of animals out here, just like Brent said. Even out here across the river in the Masai Mara, we have got zebra, we've got topi, there's elephants, buffalo, plenty of warthogs, which is really, really amazing. So we don't know what they are going to chase out of the long grass, and it's a huge open plain that we've got at the moment. And because it has been quite a chilly evening, the warthogs still could be fast asleep, and maybe they go and find an active burrow and decide to dig one out. Look at this lovely lioness. See how her ears are pricked forward? Her nose is pointed to the sky. She's looking for some sign of prey. Rolf, however, is floating across the Mara River, and he's got some animals that like to swim in it.
Okay, everybody, and we're still drifting beautifully quiet over the Mara River, and we've been seeing a lot of game paths. We've been passing over a massive herd of buffalo, and we're looking inside the forest here, just having a look to see if we can spot any of the big cats. For the moment they're eluding us, but we have passed by a whole load of elephants as well, and there's been topi and waterbuck and everything starting to feed around the river in this lovely marshy area. Okay, Jamie, folks, she's got something special for you.